Welcome back, everyone. Hope you are having an awesome day, and I'm really excited about today's topic. What we're going to be talking about is something known in the real estate investing community as house hacking. And I'm going to go over this today and how it is one of my favorite ways to start investing in real estate, and one I plan on doing myself to get started on my real estate investing journey. So there's a couple ways to house hack, but the one we're going to talk about today specifically is a multifamily, and we're actually going to go over an example in a little bit. But basically the overall concept is you live in a property and rent out the other unit or units, depending on how many units the property has, or you can even do it in a single family, and if the zoning allows it, you can rent out by the bedroom. So what it is basically you can live for free, just about for free, or you can even make money by owning a property and renting it out to people. So basically, just to make it cut and dry simple, your rental income that you get from renting out the units or the bedroom will cover your mortgage and all the other costs associated with that. So you'll either be even, so you'll be living for free essentially. You'll be slightly even, so you'll be living for maybe a couple hundred a month. Or you'll actually be profiting and making a couple hundred a month by doing this house hacking method. So I'm going to run through an example with you guys and what would make a good house hack, and you can see the numbers, and what would make frankly not so good house hack. And one of the best things about house hacking is it is a competitive market out there right now, so you do have to watch, but you can get into a house hack with an FHA. And that's because you're going to be living there, right? So you get an FHA, so you can put as little as 3.5% down. Now, you won't cash flow as well, and you'll have to carry PMI, and we'll actually go over that in my example. But you can get into your first investment property for as little as 3.5% down, which is why I think every first-time home buyer, if they're interested in starting property investing, that they should seriously look into house hacking. And even if you're planning on moving and you want to get into property investing, house hacking is an awesome way to start. And the other great part about a house hack is you get the FHA, you have to live in it for 1 year, and after that 1 year is over, you move out of the unit you were living in, and now you rent that one out. So now you're even getting more rental income and more cash flow, and then you can go do that process again. So it really is one of my favorite ways to property invest. And now let's get into that example.
All right, everyone. So we're going to go over an actual example of how to calculate and run the numbers on a house hack to see if they work and make sense. So we're going to use this free house hacking calculator by Spark Rental. Just type that right into Google and it'll be one of the first ones to pop up. It's my first time using this calculator actually, and I like it a lot. So the first thing it asks for is monthly rental income. So we're going to use this property currently on market in Patterson. It is a 2-family with 3 units, and all of them are currently being rented out. So in this scenario, we will be living in one of the properties as a house hack to essentially rent for free, and we'll see if the numbers, to live there for free, and we'll see if these numbers work. So first floor rented for $2,000 a month, second floor rented for $1,900 a month, and third floor rented for $2,025 a month. So we will rent out the 2 more expensive ones and live in the second floor unit for $1,900. So our rent is going to be $2,000 a month plus that $2,025. So we're going to be at $4,025 a month. Type that in here. Now our loan amount, we're going to be putting 20% down. So that 20% of $395. $79,000, and then you subtract those to get your mortgage amount, which is $316. This section right here is a financial calculator, so it'll calculate your monthly mortgage payment for you. we're going to do a 3.1% interest rate. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into interest rates, credit, income history, etc. So it might be different, but we're just going to throw this in for now. We're going to do a 30-year fixed mortgage. So in months, that's 360 months. Comes out to $13.49 a month for your mortgage payment. Now, annual property taxes, it says on Zillow, are $7,102. Zillow doesn't always have the most correct information, but we'll just stick with it for the purposes of this exercise. So annual property insurance, we're going to leave at $150 a month, so $1,800 a year. Annual repairs and maintenance, we're going to keep. We want to be a little conservative. Property management fee is going to be $0 because we're going to be living in there and managing it ourselves. Now, the vacancy rate, I put at 5.8%, and how we're going to calculate this is the average of how many weeks we think a unit will be vacant. So I'm going to say no more than 3 weeks at a time a unit will be vacant. So we're just going to do 3 divided by 52 times that by 100 is 5.8%. So after running all of these numbers, we see that this actually is a good house hack, a very good house hack. As a matter of fact, take a look. Percentage of mortgage, PITI, stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. How much of that is covered by rents? Almost 200% is covered by rents. So our typical monthly cash flow or cost, which is our income minus our mortgage, principal, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, is $19.33 a month. So the percent of total housing costs, so now we're going to be including all ownership and management expenses, is still 159%. And we are actually going to come out ahead. Total net monthly cash flow or costs, we're going to be making $1,500 to live here and rent out the other units. So this is a great example of a house hack. You are actually getting paid to live there and renting out the other units. You're putting this money in your pocket. Now, granted, there still are other expenses with, owning a home, of course, utilities and such, but this is a great number you want to see. And you also get the benefits. You also get the tax benefits. So this is a great number you want to see. And this is actually a very good house hack. So if you're interested in this deal, give me a call. This is a very good deal. So I hope that made sense to you guys. I hope you get a better understanding of how house hacking works and how powerful it is. And you can even FHA this as well, which is also the power of you living there. You can actually FHA the property. So I'll do an example in a second and see if the numbers still work with an FHA. So now we're going to run the same example, but using an FHA mortgage. So our down payment is now going to be 3.5%, as you can see over here, or $13,825. So you subtract these two numbers here, and that will give you our loan amount. Keep in mind, we're keeping the monthly rental income the same because that's unchanged. Interest rate has gone up because it's an FHA. Therefore, you're going to be putting down less money, and a lender, you're a little more risky to a lender because you don't have as much equity in the deal. So we're going to increase the interest rate a little bit. Terms stay the same, 30-year fixed, which brings us our monthly payments to $1,658 a month. Now, property taxes stay the same, but if you noticed in our last example, annual property taxes were $1,800, and now I bumped them up to $5,611, and that's because when you get an FHA, you're gonna have to carry PMI or private mortgage insurance, which is typically 0.5% to a full percent of the loan amount. So here I went conservative and I just put the full 1%, so that's $3,811. And I added that to the $1,800 from last example, which gives us $56.11. Repairs stay the same. Maintenance fee is 0 because I'm going to be living there, and vacancy rate I kept the same as well. So we see these numbers still do work with an FHA, and after everything, total net monthly cash flow, you're making $873 just for house hacking that property. So you are living for free, and you're actually getting paid to live there because you're a landlord and you're accepting those responsibilities and renting that out. Keep in mind, there's also going to be utility costs as well and other costs of home ownership, which are not factored into this calculation. You know, if you pay to get snow removal or any maintenance, if you end up not doing it yourself, would also be included. But utilities aside, you're netting $873 a month. So you're actually getting paid to live there. So I just wanted this example to show the power of house hacking, and keep in mind that it only cost $13,825 to get into this property, and now the owner is now making $873 a month. So they're paying their loan down every month, as well as still getting that income. And you only have to live there for 1 year. So after 1 year, you can move out and you can rent out your unit and get even more cash flow now. And then you can go do that process again and again, and you can keep building up your rental portfolio while you're getting rental income. And not to mention, you do get some tax benefits as well. So about a third of all mortgage interest and property taxes you can deduct, and all other expenses you can use as write-offs against the income made from other units. So there are some benefits as well as your current rental income will help you qualify for an even higher mortgage. So the second property you decide to house hack, you'll be able to qualify for an even bigger mortgage because your rental income is counting as income for you, and they'll see that. So I hope this made sense, and I hope that everyone can understand the power of house hacking. I think that everyone's first property should be a house hack that you can FHA. It's certainly my plan to do it. Depending on how much cash I have, we'll decide which mortgage route I take, but the FHA is very powerful as long as, you know, multifamilies and duplexes are very competitive now, so you might have to put more down payment money in, but the option still is available that for as little as 3.5% down, you can be living for free and making money and starting your real estate investing journey. So thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next time on the next one.